Hello, I am Secretary of Interior Ken Salazar. You're watching This Week at Interior.
This week at Interior. Secretary Salazar joined Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood and Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper to announce more than $1.7 million in new funding for the Rocky Mountain Greenway. That's a comprehensive trail system connecting Rocky Mountain Arsenal, Two Ponds, and Rocky Flats to Rocky Mountain National Park and hundreds of miles of trails in the Denver area. The funding is part of the Federal Transit Administration's Transit and Parks program. The Greenway was first proposed by Secretary Salazar and Governor Hickenlooper in 2011. All eyes still on the fire in the skies over Russia this week after videos of last week's meteorite spread around the world on social media. All those amateur videos had many asking what might happen if such an object dropped out of the sky over a major U.S. city.
If the event that happened at Russia happened here in D.C., I think the first thing we would see would be very similar to what they saw in Russia. You would see the vapor trail going across the sky. You would see a flash of light with the explosion. You would hear a sonic boom and then feel the air blast shaking. That's what broke most of the windows. I think most of the injuries in Russia were caused by the broken glass.
The meteor, as you know, in Russia broke up into several pieces. It would be just random as to where the pieces broke and fell. And they could fall with catastrophic damages, or they could fall harmlessly.
USGS scientists point out that Earth had an encounter with a much larger object than the Russian meteorite about 35 million years ago, and it wasn't very far from where the nation's capital sits today.
The object that streaked over the Russian skies was about the size of a tractor trailer. The one that hit near the mouth of Chesapeake Bay 35 million years ago was 2 miles in diameter, much larger, much more massive, and consequently caused an enormous crater in the ground.
An impact like that would happen about every 6 million years. But of course, it's a random event. Two could happen in 2 million years and then not another one for 20 million years. But it's that kind of value that they don't happen often, but when they happen with a big bang.
Speaking of the skies, this week Death Valley National Park is taking pride in its recent certification as only the third international dark sky park within the U.S. National Park System. Death Valley is most famous, of course, as the lowest, driest, and hottest spot in North America, and its remote location means little unnatural light to spoil its spectacular nighttime view of the stars. White House officials joined Department of the Interior Assistant Secretary Rhea Sue this week, taking part in a Twitter town hall to talk about the administration's outreach and achievements within the Asian American Pacific Islander community. The administration push comes in tandem with a directive from Secretary Salazar calling on the National Park Service to determine the impact and influence of Asian American Pacific Islanders on our nation's history and culture. And just in time for President's Day this week, the presidential mascots of the Washington Nationals were racing to the finish line at Mount Rushmore National Memorial. After posing with their much larger counterparts, the Nationals mascots Teddy, George, Tom, Abe, and the fifth member of the club, William Howard Taft, visited nearby historic Deadwood and took a bison safari in Custer State Park. That's This Week at Interior.